Have you ever wondered how you can put kitchen scraps, leaves, and dead plant materials to good use? I'm Natalie Hoytel, an extension educator with the University of Minnesota, and today we'll be talking about compost and how you can create a compost system that works for you. Composting food scraps and yard waste at home is a great way to improve your garden while reducing and recycling waste. Compost provides three main benefits to your soil. It improves your soil structure, helps your soil hold on to water and nutrients, and it also creates conditions that encourage beneficial soil microbes to thrive in your garden. There are many types of compost setups. The style of compost bin you choose depends on how much space you have, your budget, and the appearance. Some common examples include prefabricated compost bins. These bins are easy to use and don't take up a lot of space. They also typically have covers that keep animals and odors out, and they look neat and inconspicuous. You can also make DIY or do-it-yourself compost structures. You can use wood pallets, wire mesh, lumber, or cinder blocks to build a simple structure. Ideally, you could have multiple bins or piles, usually 3, to keep newer materials separate from compost that is nearly finished. They can be designed to match the style of your home and garden. Finally, you can simply leave compost in a pile without any container to support it. This works best for people who live in rural areas with plenty of space. For people who do not have space for an outdoor compost bin, you can keep a small bin indoors and bring it to your county yard waste site for composting when it's full. Some cities even have curbside compost pickup. If you're starting a new compost pile, add a little bit of soil to add microbes to get your compost started. It's important to add a balance of green and brown materials to your compost pile. Green materials include things like food scraps, grass clippings, and leftover plant material from your garden. Brown materials include things like fall tree leaves, twigs, shredded cardboard or egg cartons, and straw. This ensures that your compost breaks down quickly without releasing excess nitrogen into the environment. It also prevents your compost from smelling bad and attracting animals. The ideal carbon to nitrogen ratio for compost is about 30 parts carbon to 1 part nitrogen. This translates to about 3 parts brown matter to 1 part green matter by volume. Do not add meat, bones, dairy products, or pet or human feces to your compost. Most home compost piles do not become hot enough to break these materials down and kill pathogens, and they may attract wildlife. Similarly, for plants that are very diseased, consider bringing them to a municipal site where they can be composted at a higher temperature. Check the labels of composted plates, utensils, and bags, as some products are not suitable for a home composting bin. Some common garden weeds, such as creeping Charlie, plantain, crabgrass, chickweed, and dandelion, can all be composted. However, some weeds can be harmful to people and animals or can become invasive. Take time to become familiar with the weeds in your garden. You can reference the Minnesota Department of Agriculture's Noxious Weed page for more information. Compost should be turned every 2 to 3 weeks. Green materials like kitchen scraps add moisture to the dry brown materials. However, sometimes compost can dry out. If your compost is dry, add water to encourage the materials to break down. Physically mixing compost allows it to heat evenly and adds oxygen. Some compost bins have an easy-to-turn handle. Others need to be turned by hand with a shovel or garden fork. Try to maintain at least 2 and ideally 3 separate piles. If you're constantly adding new material to your compost pile, it will never really be finished or fully broken down. Instead, use one container or pile until it is full or as large as you want it to be, then switch to using a second pile for new material. Keep turning each pile every few weeks so that it heats evenly. When the compost is mostly broken down, it no longer becomes hot after turning and resembles soil. It is ready to be added to your garden. This process can take anywhere from 2 months to a year, depending on the season, how often you are adding new material, and how well your compost pile is maintained. Finished compost can be added directly to your garden. Add an inch or so of compost to the surface of your garden and turn it into the soil to incorporate it. Test your soil every couple of years to make sure you are not over-applying nutrients like phosphorus, which can be harmful to the environment when it's used in excess. Any unfinished compost can be added back into the bin to continue breaking down. Overall, compost is a great addition to your soil and leads to healthy, more productive plants. Composting is also a great way to keep waste out of landfills and turn it into something that benefits your garden.